Hello everyone out in YouTube land. I hope every person, male or female, dogs or cats, or maybe even people for that matter, is excited as we are. Hi, welcome. I'm Tristan Tobin. Down on the grounds right behind me will be none other than Fred Speed, and I gotta tell you, we are so pumped for this day. Just like these Detroit fans and Detroit crowd that are gathering here for today's race. When I arrived here for the first time, there was a buzz and some energy flowing right on this particular drag strip, and something was going on, and they are 100% right. But before we go into that, and go too crazy with Top Fuel, let's talk about qualifying from all three categories. And for more on qualifying, let's send it downstairs trackside to Fred Speed, who's standing at the far end of the racetrack with a lot of crazy nutsoid fans. Good morning, Fred.
Morning, Tristan. Morning, everyone. Morning, race fans out there. And yes, qualifying has been absolutely miserable. The reason I say that, folks, is that it's rained on Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and except Wednesday. Those were the only 2 days that we got racing in. Plus, we had to even get the jackets out because it was very cold on Saturday, on all the 4 of those days. So today, Tristan, these drivers and tuners must rely on three important things: the track, the conditions, and the staging process of the Christmas tree. Tristan, I guess these drivers are going to be dealing with an unpredictable racetrack. Back to you, dude.
Thanks, Fred, and we'll show you the track conditions after the Top Fuel first pair gets underway in a short time notice. And since we talked about qualifying, let's take a look at a new segment we're featuring for the first time. And it's the new segment's called "The Champions Pick from the Pits." But first, let's go to our Top Fuel point standings and show you where everybody is after qualifying. And speaking of the point standings, here's a look at the NHRA point standings for Top Fuel, as this is after qualifying for the 4-4 Nationals with 2 qualifying sessions here for the past 2-day runs on both Saturday and Wednesday. As you can see there, look at the top 5 positions. 57 points, only 1 point scored by Scott Coletta. And since he is your 8 and 9 qualifiers, Clay Milligan 48 points, 36 points Gary Selzy, Tony Schumacher 33, and then 27 points for Ashley Forrest rounds out the top 5. And look at the bottom half of the field. David Baca Jr. scored a big amount of 10 points after coming off that DNQ run from crossing the center line at Philadelphia Raceway Park. And how about this? Melanie Troxel, after her first DNQ run for not making the show, earns 3 points. And then how about this one? Rhonda Hartman Smith. Yes, Rhonda Hartman has scored 5 points and is in 17th position. We haven't seen Rhonda out on the racetrack since 2010 at Charlotte ZMAX Dragway, and boy, which is another 4-wide facility, but that was in real life, folks. And she's making her first ever debut run here in the NHRASMDRS in their Fram Autolite Top Fuel car. And there you get a look at the point standings. Nothing changed as far as we see from these from the old point standings. But right now, let's head on over to your champions pick from the pits. Starting off with Top Fuel. And now let's take a look at our champions pick from the pits. Boy, I'm excited for this one because I get to call my own car. I'm gonna go with the guy that's number 1 qualifier and the Top Fuel World Champion here in the class, I'm gonna go with Tony Schumacher. Fred, who are you going with? Well, for me, I'm gonna go with the guy that's can't be beat. He qualified number I think it was number 2 or number 3, but I might have to look at it again later on my numbers. But apparently, that he's gonna be a tough guy to beat. It's gonna be David Baca Jr. David has been he is coming here without a career first round loss, and basically he has not gotten a first round win yet. But apparently he's coming here hopefully to prevent that from happening. But anyway, it's time to get things underway. And if you want to pick if you want to be a guest star, or apparently you want to be a part of Champions Pick for the Pits for our next race, which is at Forest Green Raceway, please select your video on our Instagram page, and then we'll just DM us the Instagram video, and then we'll put it on here sometime. And meanwhile, let's get to the track and see some burnouts. And the first pair is about ready to commence, but before we get to the first pair, we want to take a look at the ladders as the burnouts commence. And here's a look at the Top Fuel 4-wide ladder, as it's going to be the first pair will be on the other side of the ladder, but we'll take a look at this for now. Tony Schumacher is your number 1 qualifier for the 4th time in his career. Bob Vandergriff Jr. will be the culprit, along with Scott Collett and Leah Pruitt, 2 of the others. Then we've got Ashley Force, Mike Strasburg, Melanie Troxel, and Eddie Hill, all looking to for one thing, a win here in Detroit. And now let's take a look at the other side of the ladder. And there's the first matchup you're going to look at right now. Rhonda Hartman-Smith and TJ Zizzo, Clay Milliken, and Travis Shoemake that are all coming to the line right now, along with David Baca Jr., David Grubnick, Gary Selzy, and Corey McClellan rounds out the top 16 cars. And before we get to the first matchup, we're going to look at the temperature track facts. 76 degrees air temperature, 1 degree track temperature, 59 water grains, and density altitude about around 1,278 feet. It's going to be really sunny skies out there, so watch out for in the middle of the groove, folks, as it's time to get underway. Alright, and here we go with the first pair of round 1, Rhonda Hartman-Smith, Clay Milliken, Travis Shoemake, and TJ Zizzo. Here we go. First pair underway. Oh, Travis Shoemake picked up the smoke, as it's going to be Clay Milliken, lane 2, lane 1, Rhonda Hartman moving on. Up next, though, is going to be Mike Strasburg, Eddie Hill, Melanie Troxel, and Ashley Force from lanes 4 to 1. As the burnouts commence. Ashley's in the top 5 in points, so let's see if she can get the job done. And there we go. Getting down to the line, it's going to be Troxel. And before we get the third pair of Top Fuel underway, we want to the NHRASMDRS community and for myself is included, and Fred Speed alongside with us. We just got notified back on June 25th before the Detroit race, during the production before the Detroit race of qualifying. We want to send out our thoughts and prayers to the Miner family because of basically we just got word that Larry Miner has been suffering through cancer, stage 4 cancer. If you don't know who Larry Miner is, folks, Larry Miner was a crew chief and a car owner at one point in time for several different Top Fuel and Funny Car teams back in the day. So basically, he died. He was 85 years old, and he was fighting through cancer the whole time. And Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Minor family. Plus, here's a little background information of what I know of. So Larry Minor worked on a couple different teams. He had 50 national event wins as a car owner and crew chief, and 3 championships to go along with it. And apparently in both the Top Fuel and Funny Car categories. And that's in real life, folks. And so he died on June 25th of this year. And apparently the best well-known fact is from by looking at this picture right here, when he tuned for Gary Beck's crew chief. Gary Beck is a crew chief. So so our thoughts and prayers go out to Larry Minor and his family. And apparently this race is for the loss of Larry Minor. He will be always remembered but never forgotten. This race is for you.
We welcome you back to the Detroit Ford 4Y Nationals for the 2025 second race of the season. We're glad that you're here to spend some time with us for the second annual Ford 4Y Nationals. I'm standing down at the far end with Eddie Hill. Eddie, there's going to be some butterflies trimming underneath that suit of yours. But apparently this is your first ever career round victory in your career and of the season. So Eddie, tell all the viewers out there, what's it like getting your first career round win?
Well, it's a big process getting your first career round win in about 4 or 5 something years in this series. But first of all, before I say anything, I want to thank Detroit Gasket, Pennzoil, Pontiac, all the supporters, every single sponsor on this race car, and Pennzoil Super Shops as well. They're the big Pennzoil is the big supporter of our products, and they will make Race Fuel's spotlight on any other vehicle on the road and at the racetrack. So apparently, I want to thank them for being on our car for the past 4 or 5 years. I'm telling you, getting a first career round win, I didn't think it would come this easy, but we're really excited. We're gonna go 2 more rounds, try to get our way in the winner's circle and get back in this points hunt. But we are really consistent. We're trying to be consistent, but apparently we're gonna be hopefully back in this points hunt, and then try to compete with the boys and girls and see what us old timers can do. But we're gonna go. We're going to the next round. That's all we have to hear.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
And apparently, Tristan, this is going to be a big task for these drivers. Eddie Hill just proved one of them. The task is dealing with an unpredictable racetrack and getting his first career round win. I guess we're going to see a lot of upsets for today and a lot of pedal fests, a couple of pedal fests on this particular racetrack. Back to you, dude.
And coming up now is David Bacher Jr. and Gary Selzy, Corey McClenathan, and David Rudnick, the rookie for the Carrera team, going after this. Take a look at who's been written. This is our 4th pair of the day. Here we go. Go down there first. They will win and advance to round number 2. As it's going to Tony Schumacher, Scott Taylor, the 100 points leader, Leah Cole, and Bob Landis Jr., number 16, qualified last pair. You're on board with your third points leader. Alright. Final pair of the day. Here we go. The top 4. Hit the final pair. Tony Schumacher and Leah Pruitt. Wow, that's a huge upset. As we take a look now at the ladder, we got Tony Schumacher, Leah Pruitt, Melanie Troxel, Eddie Hill advancing on that side of the ladder. Then David Bacher Jr., Gary Selzy, Rhonda Harmon Smith, and Clay Milliken advancing as well on the other side. as we take a look at the ladders, let's take a look at Funny Car, which is right up next. And here's a look at the, before we get to Funny Car, there's a look at the Funny Car point standings after both the race at Philadelphia and after qualifying here in Detroit. So far, let's take a look at the point standings. So far, Stephen Densham records 45 points. The current points leader is Robert Height. Then in third place, Ron Capps. After failing to make it to the runner up spot at Philadelphia Raceway Park last time out, earns 38 points so far, and he will get a maximize of from 34 to 38 points to maximize some points to try to get ahead of Stephen Densham if he can do it. But that's not the biggest shock. But we'll explain about that in just a moment after we get over these points standing. After we get over the points. So far, none of the top 5 have changed, except for the one in the 6th place. Ashley Force has now recorded 21 points to move her way up to from 15 to 21st to 7th place in the points to 6th place in the points with 21. And 2 points behind Cruz Pedregon. Then we go down to the top 10. Kenny Bernstein, 11 points. Bob Gilbertson, 4 points. 1 point, Gary Densham. The ones that haven't qualified are Gary Densham, John Force, and Frank Pedregon Jr., all with 1, 8, and 5 points. And those are the ones that did qualify that were in the top 8. And the blue is only consisting of who was in the top 8. And now for the biggest shock of the week for this race. Basically, it's all about the first round. The first round will consist of the both the runner-up and the points leader. Why do I say that? Well, gee whiz, let me clarify. Robert Height will be taking on Stephen Densham in the first pair and in the first round of this race. We will explain more about that when we head to the ladder for first round eliminations. Right now, let's go to our champions pick from the pits, and here we go. And here's a look at our champions pick from the pits here in Funny Car. I'm going to go with the guy that finished runner-up here last year and was not last year's champion, but the 2-time defending event series champion, John Ford, defending series champion, former champion, I should say, John Force, the 2-time Delaware East Coast Nationals series and ex-champion. Fred, who you going with? Well, for me, I'm going to go with the guy that's basically been struggling, and he had that very humongous explosion here 1 year ago at this same venue. I'm going to go with the Brute Team, Ron Capps. Ron is looking for his first ever win at this racetrack ever since he won on Joe Donahue's YouTube channel. So apparently, this is going to be a must-win situation for Capsy Boy. And like we talked about, if you want to, if you want to be a part of Champions Pick from the Pits, and make sure to DM us your video on our Instagram page. Go to NHRA Stop Motion Drag Racing Series or NHRASMDRS on Instagram. Hit us up, follow us, and then send us the video, and then we'll try to put it in at the next race. And right now, let's go to our let's go to the elimination ladder. And here's a look at the Funny Car 4-wide ladder. So far, it's going to be a dead heat battle. Look at the left side of the ladder first of all. With John Force, Tim Wilkerson, Gary Densham, and Cruz Pedregon. John Force will be on the pole for the first time in his career, or possibly, I think this is his second or third career pole. I'm not really sure, but take a look at the bottom. Ashley Force, yes, Robert Hight and Steven Densham. Robert Hight, the lower qualified car, will take on Steven Densham. Your current points leader in the hunt. And apparently Steven Densham looking to decline that offer as he has to go against Jerry Tolliver in the first round eliminations. Then on the right side, Kenny Bernstein, Tony Pedregon, Bob Gilbertson, and DeJoria all have to compete here today. And then on the bottom, Frank Pedregon Jr., Gary Selsey, Ron Capps, and Dean Scusa looking for a first win of the season, except for Robert, of course. Looking for a second career win of the season to make it a tie with John Force. Or break the tie with John Force, because he's sitting at 3 wins so far. In the meantime, let's go to the track and see some burnouts. And here comes Ashley Force, Stephen Densham, Jerry Tolliver, and Robert Hight. This is going to be a big one. We got 2 point leaders taking each other on in the first 10 and first round. Here we go. Only 1 through 4. Here we go. Ashley Force and Jerry Tolliver are going to upset Robert Hight and Steven Densham in the first round. John Force, Jerry Densham, we're going to Bruce Pedregon and Tim Wilson in the second spot. Let's see if John can get this first round win. Here we go. Who's up in smoke? Gary's up in smoke. Tim Wilson and John Ford advances. Coming up now is your third pair, Tony Pedregon, Alexis DeJoria, and the only Toyota on the field, Bob Gilbertson and Kenny Bernstein to round out the top 4. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at Alexis DeJoria's stats. Best career qualifying star is 3rd here at from season 1 here at Detroit, but the career round wins came here. The only round win came here in Detroit, and the 3 round losses came elsewhere. So basically she loves this place, and basically she wants to get her first career win, and also a career, probably thinking about getting a career pole if you ask me, but will it be turned into a win if she can get out of the first round? We'll find out. She's on the line. Right up next to her is one of the Pedregon brothers. So anyway, let's see if she can get the job done. Tony's up in smoke. As Alexis is trying to get the job done, and Kenny Bernstein will go with it. What a great race. Jerry Salty, Dean Scusa, Ron Capps, and Pedregon Jr. All on the line right after the 4th and final pair of this contest. The first round, I should say. And while we got a moment, all is well. Ron Capps, well, let's take a look at him. Since Robert Hight and Steven Densham are out, round 1 to take points lead. Currently 3rd in the standings. So if he wins this round, he will take the points lead. Because remember, Robert Hight won the last race. And Steven Densham, well, he's sitting runner-up at the moment. But it won't be for long, though. Because he's got his eyes at Frank Pedregon Jr. right along his left. Because that is the season 1 champion from last season. So we're here in season 2. We're not here to talk about season 1. Because the fight starts now. As coming up to the line will be Ron Capps, Frank Pedregon, Dean Scusa, and Gary Salty. So let's get it on. Dean Scusa's up in smoke? No, he will not. Frank Pedregon and Gary Salty advances. And let's take a look at the funny car 4-wide ladder for season 2 Detroit. John Force, Tim Wilkinson advance. Ashley Force Hood and Jerry Tolliver advance. Kenny Bernstein, Alexis DeJoy, the only Toyota in the field, and taking on a Buick out of round 1 is in advances. Frank Pedregon Jr. and Gary Salzi advance. And now that's a look at Funny Car. Let's take a look at Pro Stock. And we welcome you back to back here at Detroit for the Ford 4Y Nationals for the NHRA Stop Motion Drag Racing Series Season 2. We're glad to have you with us as basically we are in the very last and possibly the last category of the day so far for round number 1, as the truck drivers are out sweeping the track up after Funny Car and Top Fuel made their passes. Now it's time to get acclimated to Pro Stock cars. A 550 cubic inch motor inside those naturally aspirated cars, for which Marty Reed calls the factory hot rods. And now, enough jibber jabbers. Let's go into but first we're gonna change things up a little bit. We're gonna go start off with our champions pick from the pits, with Fred Speed and I calling the shots. So here we go. And here we are with our champions pick from the pits. Fred Speed, you mind calling the shots?
Absolutely, Tristan. Apparently, I'm going to go ahead with the guy that almost won at Philadelphia Raceway Park last time out, but can't come even close to making it to the finals. I'm going to go with Tanner Gray, because Tanner is on a roll. He's your and plus for this weekend, he's your #1 qualifier for this event only. Who are you going with, Tristan?
Well, obviously, I hate to go against you guys, but apparently I'm going to go with my man, Jeggy Coughlin Jr. Jeggy's is from Delaware, Ohio, and apparently he's my Delaware man, and apparently even though I'm not from Ohio, I'm from Delaware, but obviously he's my Delaware, we have a Delaware connection. So apparently he's on a roll this year. He almost won the championship in season 1, but apparently we might talk about championships a little bit later, because right now he's 12th in the points and he needs to get out of it. So anyway, it's time now to focus more on the points and the step ladders, and that'll be coming up next right now. All right, and apparently there we are with the point standings. But first we're going to go on to the point standings before we get to the step ladders. So far, speaking of points lead, here's the way it rolls out after qualifying. After qualifying, we had Warren Johnson, the winner from last time out, only with 55 points, which is what you finished with last time out. Greg Anderson, Larry Morgan, Kurt Johnson, and Tanner Gray in the top 5. Your pole sitter, just like Fred Speed mentioned, he is on the pole for this weekend. And he's got a total of 28 points. So apparently, he is looking good for right now. Over his father and dad, Shane Gray. Shane is at 22 points. And basically, same goes to Larry Morgan and Kurt Johnson, which basically Kurt Johnson had that -1 point penalty after causing a red light at Philadelphia. 33 to 30 points. So apparently, he is so Tanner Gray's on the verge of being in the top 4. Then what about Bruce Allen? Well, Bruce Allen's at 19 points. So far, 1 point, he would have been 1 point behind Shane Gray, but not the case. That's not the case that long. But anyway, we have Bruce Allen Bruce Allen with 10 points. 10 points. Sorry, excuse me. Bruce Allen with 10 points. Alex Laughlin, well, he's got 5 points. He's got some work to do here. And then basically we also have a tie for with Bruce Allen and Bo Butner. Bo Butner and him are tied with 10 points. So apparently we're gonna settle this argument today. After qualifying, it's been very, very close. And same goes to 8 points between Jim Yates and Jed Coughlin Jr. Jeggy, man, he's I think he's your number 2 qualifier. So apparently he's gonna have to step it up here on race day if he wants to gain some valuable bonus points. And there is, well, I meant valuable points. My bad. But anyway, Jason Line and Alex Laughlin are tied together with each other with 5 points, and so on. So anyway, there's a look at the point standings, and now let's get to the elimination ladder. And here's a look at the elimination ladder for Detroit Season 2. So far, like we said, Tanner Gray's on the pole. He will take on Kurt Johnson, Rick Chamberlain, and Bruce Allen. But the first pair we will focus on in just a minute, as we'll take a look at the rest of the ladder, rest of the folks that will be competing with each other. Bo Butner, V. Gain, Shane Gray, and Alex Laughlin will face each other. That's going to be a good matchup. Jed Coughlin Jr., my pick from the pit. Champions pick from the pit, I should say. We'll take on the likes of Greg Anderson, Roger Brogdon, and Warren Johnson. Now, we didn't mention it. I didn't mention this in the point standings board, but apparently the 2 points leaders are going to face each other in round number 1. Greg Anderson and Warren Johnson are going to face each other alongside of Jed Coughlin Jr. and Roger Brogdon, even though they're lower qualifiers. But I'm going to tell you, folks, it's anybody's ball game out here, because we've seen a lot of upsets in the fuel categories, but apparently we might see an upset right here. But anyway, Jason Line, Larry Morgan, Jim Yates, and Vincent Nobile are going to be your first pair out, as it's now time for these factory hot rods to get onto the track. So let's get it rolling right now. And coming up now is Larry Morgan, Jason Line, Jim Yates, and Vincent Nobile. A battle for the points positions right here. And some that are not in the points. Here we go. Jim Yates out ahead of Jason Line, but will it be enough? Oh, Jason Line and Jim Yates advances. Next pair will be Bo Butner, V. Gaines, Shane Gray, and Alex Laughlin. Battle for number 3, number 6, number 11, number 14 qualifiers. Here we go. Close finish as Bo Butner and Alex Laughlin take him out. Take the 2 others out. What's coming up now is Greg Anderson, Warren Johnson, Roger Brogdon, and Jed Coughlin Jr., the number 2 qualifier. And while we got a moment as they're warming up after they do the burnouts, we have the points rundown for you guys. We have Warren Johnson in first place. He must win the race to extend points lead. But if Greg Anderson advances to eliminate Warren Johnson, he will take the points lead by advancing 1 round farther than Warren. So, will it be enough? We'll find out. I mean, it's a long day in Pro Stock and the rest of these teams. But hopefully, this is a battle for the points lead up till the very end at TRF 2000 Dragway. As they come up to the line right now, as a matter of fact, to stage. So here we go.
And Dallas Clem gets a free ride in the final to
Green lights on. Jed Coughlin and Warren Johnson advances. Warren Johnson will extend the points lead over Greg. Next up is Tanner Gray, Rick Chamberlain, Bruce Allen, and the only Ford left inside the field. And this is your last pair, Kurt Johnson, one of the 2 Johnson brothers. As we got a problem down the storyline, Fred Speed, what's the problem with Tanner Gray?
Well, Tanner Gray's been leaking oil on the track. Oh man, what a disaster for Tanner Gray. Remember, Bruce Allen did the same thing, and Don Nicholson did the same thing also at TRF Tales of Dragway a year ago. Tough break for Tanner Gray, and it looks like Rick Chamberlain's going to get the bye. Man, that's got to be very frustrating. Thank you, Fred, for that one. As apparently it'll be 3 cars going to be set the stage. So here we go. Tanner Gray's out like it says. Here we go. Oh, who's out? It'll be Kurt Johnson and Rick Chamberlain across the line first. And with that, let's take a look at the ladders. So far, we have Kurt Johnson, number 16 qualified, taking on Rick Chamberlain, Bo Butner, and Alex Laughlin. Then on the other side, Jed Coughlin Jr., Warren Johnson, Jason Line, and Jim Yates. Next up is Top Fuel, round number 2, coming up. And we welcome you back, folks, after that commercial break. For the here for the Detroit Ford 4Y Nationals, as the track sweepers are prepping the track for the next race. But before we get into to round 2 of the fuel categories, we want to take a minute back to Pro Stock for a minute. Pro Stock, on the other hand, has been flawless. I mean, so far I should be looking at the wins list right now, because we do have our very own wins list, folks. And keep this in mind: we have 3 different winners. One of those winners was not here on the NHRASMDRS. It is basically from the Joe Donahue YouTube NHRA National Series. So basically, this on the other hand is going to be a really exciting second round for Pro Stock. And Fred Speed and thanks to Fred Speed that called that, because obviously it wasn't for him, he would have to pay me the big bucks from doing that. But anyway, we have 3 different winners: Alex Laughlin, Warren Johnson, and Jed Coughlin Jr., your recent winner from Philadelphia Raceway Park at the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals, folks. So basically, this is going to be a first for everybody else around those 3 that are moving on. Jed Coughlin's going to face Warren Johnson, and then Alex Laughlin is on the other side of the ladder looking in. So right now, and we're probably going to have a first-time winner, no doubt about it, if those 3 don't move on. So yet again, we might have a first-time winner. Who knows? But right now, though, and all 3 of them are in the points so far. And as the track sweepers are doing such a great job at hand here. And yeah, so anyway, let's get to second round pair-ups for the Top Fuel category. And we welcome you to the Top Fuel step ladder format for round number 2. Time for the money round. And this is the important round of Top Fuel category. So far, I'm going through my we're going through the step ladder here, and there's some going to be names that are going to jump at you all for just a minute. Tony Schumacher, he's won this thing before. Could he do it again? We'll find out. Leah Pruitt is the culprit. We have a Don Schumacher culprit, 3 wide culprits so far. Melanie Troxell's another one. But Eddie Hill will jump out and surprise anybody as he's trying to look for his first career win. Then and on the other side of the ladder, David Baca Jr. David, which is Fred Speed's pick from the pits, and so far both our pick from the pits are in the step ladder format for round 2. He's going up against Gary Scelzi, Clay Milligan, and Rhonda Hartman-Smith, making her debut since 2010 here at the 4Ys, but at another 4Y event in real life, Charlotte ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte, North Carolina. This will be her first taste at Detroit, and the NHRASMDRS, of course, but in the Fram Top Fuel car. She's been with the Hartley family in real life
for amount of times, I think, enough times to run that car, I think, at least, because that car was flawless in qualifying that year in 2010. So bittersweet for Rhonda Hartman Smith. And also another thing, if you guys want to do what we're doing, Fred Speed and I are doing, please do it in the comments below. Instead of yelling at our faces every time. But anyway, yes, please please pick out your favorite driver in round 2. For right now, comment below your favorite a driver that you want to see win in the Champions Pick from the Pits, and then we'll put it in the Champions Pick from the Pits for the next race, which is the Forest Green Raceway, which is a brand new event, an inaugural event, a track that's located up in the Forest Green, Seattle, which should be really interesting, to say the least. But nonetheless, we're gonna be starting round 2. Enough is enough. Let's get to it. All right, next up is Gary Scelzi, Clay Milligan, Rhonda Hartman Smith, and David Baca Jr. Lanes 1 through 4. Here we go, left to right. Number 7, number 4, 5, 4, and 2 qualifiers. A trip to the final round for the opening race of race 2. Here we go. Gary Scelzi and Rhonda Hartman Smith go to the finals. As it's time now for Crack It Up. Great stuff as it's time now for Eddie Hill, Leopold, Melanie Troxel, and Tony Schumacher, the number 1 qualifier, to come up next. Oh, Leah smokes the tires. Eddie Hill almost gets across the wall. Oh, no, he lost brakes. Hang on, Eddie. As he's out of the car, he's giving a wave. As he's standing by with Fred Speed. Fred? I'm down here with Eddie Hill, who is so frustrated after getting out of that car and unbuckling himself. But Eddie, tell us what happened. No, I don't know what happened. I'm just pissed. I mean, seriously, I want to say I'm sorry to the boys. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do on this race car to get it ready for the finals. Do you have enough parts or enough time to do it? Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to go back and find out. Thank you. Wow, that is a lot of damage on that race car. And by the way, Tony Schumacher advanced, and we're about ready to show you the photo finish shot between him and Melanie Troxel for 2nd and 3rd. And here it is, folks. Look how close that finish was. We're talking by an inch. We're talking the closest finish in Top Fuel history. Look how close that was. That is inches apart. And that was a whole shot win. We're getting about 0.05 of a second faster than the other car right next to him. Holy cow. And I'm talking about Tony Schumacher over Melanie Troxel getting that win. That's insane. Could just barely see how close that really was. Impressive. Now it's time to go to the ladder as so far for the final round we have Gary Scelzi, Rhonda Hartman Smith, Eddie Hill, and Tony Schumacher going to the finals for Top Fuel. And if Gary Scelzi wins in Funny Car, we could have our first time double up here in Detroit. Something we've never had before, because he's in the semifinals in Funny Car. Up next is Funny Car. And we're getting ready for Funny Car round number 2 for the 4Y Detroit Ford 4Y Nationals here in Detroit, Michigan. And the first pair we're going to be seeing on the track for today is John Force, Tim Wilkerson. the number 16 qualifier, taking on the two others of Ashley Force Hood, number 3 qualifier, and Jerry Tolliver, number 11 qualifier. And then on the other side of the ladder is Kenny Bernstein, number 2 qualifier, taking on Alexis DeJoria's number 10 qualifier. Then we got Frank Pedregon Jr. in number 4 qualifier, and then Gary Selzy, number 13 qualifier. So basically, it's pretty random for random draw for funny car, but still, I'm going to be going to my precarious pick and for my champions pick from the pits and say that John Force is going to steal this victory, unlike what he did a year ago, a season ago here in Detroit, back in season 1. But obviously, since he doesn't have Gary Densham to deal with in the final, just like a season ago. But anyway, it's time to get these funny cars to the track, and let's see them in action. But before we get to the track, first of all, we want to take a moment to let you guys know that that the NHRASMDRS officials have decided to switch the lanes, switch the lane order every single time. So in the finals, we'll be back to normal positions in the lanes. Like for instance, like what we saw with Top Fuel, we saw the number 16 and number 1 qualifiers from lanes 1 to lanes 4. So you'll be seeing that every next time out with the Pro Stock guys. So in the meantime, we're going to be seeing, like for instance, we're going to be seeing for this round, we're going to be seeing Tim Wilkerson in lane 1, lane 2, Jerry Tolliver, since he's the number 11 qualifier, number 3 qualifier Ashley Force, and John Force in lane number 4 for now on. So anyway, the lower qualified car will be in lanes 1 and 2, and then the higher qualified car will be in lanes 3 and 4. If that doesn't confuse you, then nothing will. Anyway, let's get to the track and see some burnouts. And coming up now is John Force, Ashley Force Hood, Jerry Tolliver, and Tim Wilkerson from lanes 1 to 4. Left to right. Right to left. Number 16 to number 1 qualifiers. Here we go. Left to right. Here we go. See what happens. Red light for Jerry Tolliver. It's over. As it's the Force gang in lanes 3 and 4 that are going to take the win and move on to the finals. And who will join them? It will be Kenny Bernstein, Frank Pedregon Jr., Alexis DeJoria, or Gary Selzy. Lanes 1 through 4, left to right. Here we go. It's close. Wow, DeJoria and Bernstein, lanes 2 and 4, take the win. And while we got a moment, let's take a look at the funny car 4-wide ladder before we head to Pro Stock. Here's a look at the ladder. John Force, Ashley Force Hood, Kenny Bernstein, and Alexis DeJoria, the number 10 qualifier, versus the number 1, 2, and 3 qualifiers coming into the weekend. And this will be a huge boost in the points. So far, the top runners have made it in, except for John Force, who is not in the points battle currently, even though he qualified with number 1, and he got 8 bonus points from 8 points from qualifying. Ashley Force Hood, she's been a hot running streak all day. She's your number 3 qualifiers. We take a look at the track dryers, prepping the track as always for this event for the Detroit 4-4-Y Nationals. The crews are really tough at work here, so we got to give them a hand. Let's give them a cheer, ladies and gentlemen. And now, before we get to Pro Stock, we want to take a moment to get. We're gonna probably take a minute to show you guys what's going on in the pits here at the Ford 4 Wide Nationals. As it's time now to show you guys the performance pits in the pits. Top fuel. And the funny car pits. Oh yeah. And right now, let's take a look at the Pro Stock 4 Wide ladder coming into the second round before for a berth in the finals. Kurt Johnson, your number 16 qualifier. Rick Chamberlain, number 8 qualifier, taking on each other. Bo Butner, number 3. Alex Laughlin, number 11. Then on the other side of the ladder, on the right side, we have Jet Coughlin Jr., number 2. Number 10, Warren Johnson. Jason Lyon, Jim Yates, number 4 and 5 qualifiers coming into the weekend. And there's a look at your Pro Stock ladder. Now it's time to head downstairs trackside. And coming up now is Jet Coughlin Jr., Jason Lyon, Jim Yates, and Warren Johnson. Can he hold on to the points lead? We will have to find out after the first pair of Pro Stock going down. Round 2 matchup from lanes 1 and 4. Here we go. Jack Coughlin Jr. and Jason Lyon eliminate the points leader. As it's time now for Kurt Johnson, Alex Laughlin, Rick Chamberlain, and Bo Butner come up next to see who they will face in the finals. Kurt Johnson from lanes 1 to 4, left to right. Here we go. Let me close. Oh, Alex Laughlin got side lane. Oh my goodness! Alex Laughlin, Kurt Johnson, Rick Chamberlain, Bo Butner are the winners, but look at that heavy damage, and he's out of the car, and he's okay. Wow. As we take a look at the ladder, he'll be okay, folks. He's already jumped out of the car after that. Jet Coughlin Jr., Jason Lyon, Bo Butner, and Rick Chamberlain, after a wild incident with Alex Laughlin, are now advancing to the finals for the first time. Man, we're going to let him clean up the track after that horrendous crash, and we'll be right back with a word from our event schedule and our sponsors. Are you ready for the NHRASMDRS Season 2 schedule? Oh, well, here is the 6-race NHRA Stop Motion Series schedule. Race 1, the Philly Cheesesteak Nationals at Philadelphia Raceway Park. Race 2, the second annual Ford 4 Wide Nationals at Ford Dragway in Detroit, Michigan. Race 3, Forest Green Nationals at Forest Green Raceway in Forest Green, Seattle. That's for the regular season. Now for the playoffs. Part 4, Eric Medlin Nationals at the Nevada Speed Strip in Las Vegas, Nevada. Then for the second playoff race, Race 5, Blue Oval Nationals at Ford Dragway once again. Then the final race, the championship finale, the season finale for Season 2, Race 6, Delaware, the 4th annual Delaware East Coast Nationals at TR 2000 Dragway. Get your tickets and be there for the world's fastest drag race. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Time for the money rounds here at Detroit. Here in Detroit at Ford Dragway. Here at the Ford 4 Wide Nationals, we have the Pro Stock 4 Wide ladder. Here presented by Ford, as we are getting ready for the money rounds. But before we get to the money rounds and before we send you off to the track, we want to show you all three instead of just the Pro Stock category. We're going to show you all three categories of the stepladder format right now as we speak. So, and then we'll show you the winners and the point and where they are in the points. So right now though, we're going to show you the Pro Stock ladder as they're the first ones to come up next after this. So right now, let's take a look and see who's in the finals. So right now, it's Jay Coughlin Jr. He was your number 2 qualifier on the other side of the ladder coming into this weekend. And how about this one? Jason Line, who is your number 4 qualifier. Well, he's got a lot of work to do today to get to that number 1 spot. And how about this one? Bo Butner. Now, keep this in mind, folks. Warren Johnson will leave here as the point. I just read through my notes and did a little math. Warren Johnson will leave here as the points leader. But if Bo Butner wins, he will be in second place in the points by 5 points. We'll get to the point standings after this race is over. But for right now, Bo Butner is going to be is in a pretty good spot for right now. And the last guy to worry about, well, it's Rick Chamberlain. So we're going to have a new second place points positioner by the end of the day. We're not going to have a points leader, which is sad. But obviously, Warren Johnson, if he were eliminated in round 1 early, we would have had a new points leader. But unless Greg Anderson did something really miraculous, to say the least. So up next is Funny Car. And here comes Funny Car. Now, basically, this is what we like to see here. The number 1 qualifier surviving. And what we mean by that, well, think about this for a second. We had Robert Hayes, the points leader. He's out. As apparently he both him and Stephen Densham are out. Ashley Force Hood, one of the top 6 in points. Not the top 6 in Top Fuel. I'm talking top 6 in Funny Car. Or maybe it's the top 8 or something. I'm not sure. I haven't looked back at it yet, folks. But we will get to it sooner or later. But obviously, Ashley Force is doing a great job this weekend. And in Funny Car only. Even though she runs double duty in both Funny Car and Top Fuel, she's doing great in both. And how about this one? They're both in the finals, by the way. And how about this one? Kenny Bernstein and Alexis DeJoria. DeJoria is making her first her debut with a brand new car and a brand new chassis for this weekend. That Toyota Supra body is looking really good so far. And how about this one for a nice number? Kenny Bernstein looking for win number 2 of his career. And John Force looking for win number 4 of his career as well. And Ashley Force and DeJoria looking for win number 1 to settle it even. But Ashley's does have a win. It was in Top Fuel. So apparently, could she be the first woman to go back-to-back in 2 different events, Delaware and Detroit? Could she be the first ever woman to ever claim both a Top Fuel title and a Funny Car win at the same at the different event at each time? We will have to find that out. Next up is Top Fuel. And here's a look at Top Fuel. So far, we have Gary Selzy. Well, he was your number 7 qualifier. Rhonda Hartman Smith, your number 4 qualifier coming in this event. And how about the one that crashed, Eddie Hill? We just got breaking news, but we'll get to the breaking news in just a minute. And how about this one, Tony Schumacher, the number 1 qualifier, got the lucky round because he is in the finals and looking for his second win of the season. Second win to break the all-time record in Top Fuel. Because there's only 7 drivers that have 1 win in the career book. Only 7 drivers from Antron Brown to Scott Coletta. And Tony Schumacher, he might have a championship, but that doesn't matter. He's got that one fresh win right here that came right here 1 year ago, 1 season ago, I should say, excuse me. 1 season ago in season 1, came right here at Detroit. And he's looking to do it again. And he's really, really popular at this track. The number 11 qualifier, let me tell you something about Eddie Hill. After that wild crash he had in the semis, in round number 2 in the semis, with other 3 opponents that he had, like, for instance, Melanie Troxel, Leah Pruitt, and Tony Schumacher. Eddie Hill went all the way back to the pits on the other side of where the sand trap is. And keep in mind, the pit area is right behind the sand trap. They got that car put together. It took them about a half hour just to get that car fixed ready for the final round. And guess what? He is in the finals with a brand new car and a brand new chassis, a backup car for that matter, because they don't have the average parts that they run here in the top fuel class. So obviously he is on a mission to win his first race in that top fuel Pennzoil Pontiac Detroit gasket car. And yes, it is a Pontiac. So obviously, could he do it? We will have to find out when Top Fuel comes around. And now it's time to show you all 3 categories at the same time in the same place here in Detroit, as Pro Stock will enter the line right now. And coming up now is Pro Stock, the final round, top of the money rounds here in Pro Stock. We begin the burnouts from lanes 1 through 4, left to right. Jed Coughlin Jr., Will Butner, Jason Line, Rick Chamberlain, ready to get after it. Who's going to go after it first? At the stripe, it's going to be Bull Butner, Jason Line, Jed Coughlin Jr., and Rick Chamberlain rounds out the top 4. Bull Butner with his first career win, making it the 8th different Pro Stock winner in NHRASMDRS history. Congratulations to that whole entire team. Here at Ford Dragway, and a big win for Pontiac as well too. Another win for Pontiac. Great job by that Pontiac team. And when you get first at the stripe, you know what happens? You get second place in the points, as Warren Johnson's like 5 points behind the winning their second race winner, second place, and your race winner here in Ford Dragway. Kurt Johnson 3rd, Greg Harrison 4th, Jason Line, the runner-up, finishes with an excellent top 5. Jed Coughlin Jr. with 6th, Tanner Gray 7th, Larry Morgan 8th, 9th, Rick Chamberlain, and 10th, Shane Gray, the rookie. 2 of the rookies finishing in the top 10. And there's the look at the tracks, track dryers getting after for the final time, final day here, final time of the day here at Ford Dragway. As it's time now for Funny Car. Funny Car should be very interesting, folks. We have all 3, 1, 2, 3 qualifiers, as well as number 10 qualifier, Alexis DeJoria. And keep this in mind, this is going to be a big hit or miss if she doesn't win this deal. And as the only Toyota runner in the field, here we go. Lane 1, John Force. Lane 2, Kenny Bernstein. Lane 3, Ashley Forster. And Lane 4, the number 10 qualifier, Alexis DeJoria. Here we go. And John's got cylinders on. It's Ashley Forrest Hood, the new points leader. She will be your new points leader. Coming off of a win in Detroit. Congratulations to that whole JFR team. Congratulations to the JFR racing team as we now take a look at the point standings. And here's a look at the point standings so far. Ashley Forrest Hood with 71 points. Robert Height, her brother-in-law Robert Height, finishes with second place as their last recent race winner from Philadelphia with 51 points. Goes to Kenny Bernstein with a great runner-up finish as Stephen Densham, Ron Capps, John Force, DeJoria, Cruz Pedregon, Dale Creasy Jr., and Gary Selsley round out the top 10. And then let's go down the order to the top 20 as both Jack Wyatt and Matt Hagan still need to qualify for their first shot at the track. As it's time now for top fuel action. Eddie Hill, Gary Selzy, Rhonda Hartman-Smith, and Tony Schumacher. Lanes 4 to 1. Trip going to the winner's circle here at Top Fuel. Eddie Hill smokes the tires as it's going to be Tony Schumacher coming out with his second career win. And same place, same event. Congratulations to the Army of One here in Season 2. Man, and he breaks the tie. Was the 7th different driver, making it 2 wins in a row at the same event like last season. Congratulations, getting your first win of the season and second career win overall. Congratulations to that team. And there's a look at the point standings one final time here in Top Fuel. Tony Schumacher climbs his way up with 83 points. Gary Selzy 66. Scott Coletta with a negative 1 point penalty will get 63. 57 for Clay Milliken, Rhonda Hartman-Smith, Eddie Hill, Leah Pruitt, Ashley Force, Melanie Troxel, and David Baca Jr. rounds out the top 10. And that's a wrap from here in Detroit. Thanks for watching along with Fred Speed. I'm Tristan Tobin. We will see you guys next race at Forest Green Nationals at Forest Green Raceway in Forest Green, Seattle, Washington. I'm Tristan Tobin. See you guys later.